Blessed greetings. Welcome to the second session where we are dealing with marks of an apostolic house. We read in our introduction Psalm Ephesians 2 verse 20, having been built on the foundation of apostles and prophets, Jesus Christ himself being the chief cornerstone. And I say to you that every church God has released on the earth has an apostolic function. We have to understand that. And we have to look at this now and understand what makes a church an apostolic house. So number one, we said the coming together of believers in one place, and we looked at the scriptures there. Number two, the second mark of an apostolic house is continuous corporate prayer. It's basically a culture of prayer. It's a strong mark of an apostolic house. And again in Acts chapter 1 verse number 14, where the Bible said they all continued with one accord in prayer. They all continued with one accord in prayer. They all continued with one accord in prayer and supplication with the women and Mary, the mother of Jesus, with his brothers. And so, beloved, you realize now that the culture of prayer is a very important mark of the apostolic. It's very important. Prayer is communicating with God using the language of his word. What is prayer? Prayer is communicating with God using the language of his word. Number two, prayer is declaring God's settled will in heaven on unsettled matters on earth. Prayer is declaring God's settled will in heaven on unsettled matters on earth. Number three, prayer is the birth canal that manifests the agenda of God. Prayer is the birth canal that manifests the agenda of God. And number four, prayer activates the word of God in your spirit, causing understanding and mind renewal for transformed living. Prayer activates the word of God in your spirit, causing understanding and mind renewal for transformed living. And so that's an important thing. Number three, mark of an apostolic house, recognition of rank and spiritual authority. Acts chapter number 1 verse number 15. It says, "And in those days Peter stood up in the midst of the disciples. Altogether the number of the names was about 120, and he spoke." And so right there you must understand, beloved, that if the church is going to be effective in its mandate and assignment, the members of that church, they have to recognize, number one, spiritual rank. What is rank? Rank is a line of authority. Rank is an order. Rank is a state and privilege of authority that is released upon a man or a woman. Every single one of us, we have different ranks in the spirit. We don't hold the same rank in the spirit. And so when we are looking at a church being effective in its assignment, there has to be recognition of spiritual rank and spiritual authority. Because a rank produces order. Order is the mother of productivity and progress. Order produces clarity and eliminates confusion. Where there is clarity, there is strength of purpose. Rank, beloved, is important for authority to function. You know, you come to a place where nobody wants to listen to anybody. Everyone wants to say something. Everyone has an opinion that must be considered. Whenever we have such a situation, a vision, a work is frustrated and it moves very slowly. But whenever there is recognition of authority, whenever there's recognition of people that God has given rank, we are able to move with efficiency, because a rank is important for authority to function. Power operates through authority structures. So in other words, power, God releases power to the church. Power is safe in authority, because if you move power without authority, it is unsafe. Authority is what makes power safe. I'll give you an example that, the electricity that we get, it comes from the power station. But I cannot take my phone and the charger and go to the power station there in Zimbabwe, we have it in Kariba, and say I want to juice up and plug my phone there. There'll be a mini Hiroshima. Me and that phone will see the last day on earth, because power works in authority structures. So when I see people who God has given power, but yet they don't have authority to which they have submitted themselves to, they are very unsafe. Power works in authority structures. Power without authority is dangerous. Authority is the legal passage for power. You look at even gadgets. you find they write a voltage on it. They are telling you that even though you are plugging it on raw power, it has something in it, an adapter or regulator, that regulates how much of that power will come into that gadget so that it does not explode. That's authority. So that adapter in that gadget is the authority that is telling the power only this much and not more. And so when you are walking as a leader, you must understand that. So we have to get that. Let's meet in the next session. This is beautiful, and we continue dealing with marks of an apostolic house.